A very good morning to all. Today, we are moving on to the next topic, that is about light travels in a straight line. So, how does light travel? Light travels in a straight line. Have you ever thought if light could travel around corners? Then we all will be able to see what's happening in the upstairs while standing downstairs. But it is not so. So as we discussed, light travels in a straight line in the form of rays. And that property of light, we call it as the rectilinear propagation of light. So recti means straight, linear means line. So the property of light, that is, the light travels in a straight line in the form of rays, and that property we call it as the rectilinear propagation of light. So some of you might have seen the beam of light through the window. So here you can see in the picture the beam of light through the window. So this beam of light is made up of several rays. So if you take page number 152, you can see the ray of light. So the picture is given. A ray of light, it is represented as a line with an arrow. And this arrow, it shows the path along which the light is traveling. And the light always travels in a straight line. The beam of light is made up of several rays. And the rays in a beam of light is normally parallel. So the rays in the beam of light, they are normally parallel. So what is rectilinear propagation of light? Light always travels in a straight line in the form of rays, and that property of light, we call it as the rectilinear propagation of light. So do you know what is reflection? When you stand in front of a mirror, you can see yourself, you can see your own image. So that is what we call it as the reflection. So do you know how is reflection formed? So reflection is formed when the light strikes on a shiny object and then it bounces back. So that is how reflection is formed. So now let's see, why does a mirror form a clear image? So why does a mirror form a clear image? So let me explain to you with this picture. So first let's see light reflected by a plane mirror. We know that a clear image is formed in the mirror. So let's see how it happens. So the plane mirror does not allow light to pass through them. Why? Because it is an opaque object. We know that the opaque object does not allow the light to pass through them. So if you closely observe this picture, you can see the beam of light. So we know that the beam of light is made up of several rays. So this rays of light, it strikes the plane mirror and then it reflects back because it does not pass through the plane mirror because it is an opaque object. So the rays of light, it strikes the plane mirror and then it reflects back. And here when it reflects back, it continues to travel parallel to each other. So that is why a clear image is formed on the plane mirror. So let me explain to you once again. When the ray of light strikes the plane mirror, it gets reflected back. It continues to travel parallel to each other. We know that light always travels in a straight line. So here the rays, they continue to travel parallel to each other. So that is why a clear image is formed in the plane mirror. Now let's see what about light reflected by a rough surface. We know that rough surface does not form an image. So here you can see when the rays of light, when it strikes the rough surface, it gets reflected back, but they do not travel parallel to each other. Here, they get scattered into different direction of different wavelength. So let me explain to you once again. In a rough surface, when the light rays strikes the rough surface and when they reflect back, they do not travel parallel to each other. Here they get scattered. Here they get scattered into different direction. So that is why rough surface does not form an image. So that is about light reflected by a plane mirror and light reflected by a rough surface. I hope this was clear to you. You can go through page number 152 and 153 and read what we have discussed today. So we'll meet in the next class and we'll discuss a new topic. Till then, thank you.